In Control, you play as Jessie Faden, a woman with mysterious powers and a killer wardrobe, who suddenly finds herself as the new director of the Federal Bureau of Control, an agency studying phenomena that distorts and transforms reality into something nightmarish. Right off the bat, you have to tackle creatures and previous employees, transformed by a hostile, possessive force called the Hiss. As the game unravels, you develop a number of superpowers and solve the mystery of this beautiful but terrifying building. When I started Control, the initial draw was the cool visuals, the brutalist architecture with a life of its own, vicious enemies, and a pumping techno soundtrack. But the thing I couldn't get over was just how satisfying it sounds. There is so much tension, weight, and gravity to everything you can do. Gunfire sounds like fireworks. Breaking a table or concrete floor sounds heavy and crunchy. And it sounds just as impressive as you'd expect it to be. You can practically hear the static and magnetism of Jessie's powers, which fully immerses you in her experience. Objects sound stressed and possessed, but under your control. When levitating or holding things, time feels like it's slowing down, but you can hear a hissing, like a bottle ready to pop. Objects telling you that they're dying to be released at terrible speed, while shielding has a very low, underwater aspect to the sound, like you're in a tight concrete bubble. It's a playground of destruction, and the sound is intoxicating, so why not relish it? But what makes the sound of power so appealing? During the development of Control, sound designer Ville Sorsa and composers Petri Alanko and Martin Stig Andersen would share the same audio library, meaning they sometimes directly used or heavily distorted each other's recordings. This is part of why the world of Control feels so fully realised. Their use of organic, unexpected or reappropriated sounds sets the player on edge, but also grounds the action and emotions in reality. Ville Sorsa credits the use of an Aztec death whistle for many unnerving moments in the game. They recorded electromagnetic radiation, sounds imperceptible to the human ear were twisted and made audible for feelings of atmosphere and dread. Plenty of real items were destroyed along the way too, including a piano being set on fire just to record how the heat affected the strings. Distorting the familiar, even when it's pushed into the unrecognisable, weirdly fits for how we'd expect these powers to sound, even when what we're seeing is entirely fantastical. Everything sounds just organic enough to trick your brain into believing it exists. And that's what makes the experience so much richer, stranger, and compelling. I completely fell for the sound of power, and I can't stop thinking about it.